This level used to give me a whole bunch of trouble when I was a kid because I found it really, really confusing to navigate. And as a kid, I couldn't really think of any upsides to it that made it memorable or enjoyable for me. But as I grew older, I started to respect level theming in 3D platformers more. So I can appreciate the vertical-oriented platforming in this level, because it's mostly vertical, as you might expect from an elevator shaft. And I can also really respect the way that all the vents connect in a non-linear fashion. There's a lot of shortcuts and a lot of branching pathways to get you where you're going a lot faster. So even though the layout is still really complex for this game's standards, I appreciate it more now than I did as a kid. I think the level layout as a whole is good. It allows for some creative platforming. But it's probably not on anyone's favorite list of levels because it doesn't have any of the fun platforming in a house or platforming in a toy aisle stuff from earlier levels. You're still platforming in a really dreary elevator shaft. Anyway, now that we got Mr. Potato Head's ear, we have the grappling hook. There's not a lot to the grappling hook. It doesn't have any nuances to its mechanics. You just point it at a red bullseye, and then you press fire, and then it takes you to the red bullseye. There's nothing special about it, really. It's just a way to get from one place to another. But even though the grappling hook doesn't have any nuances, they try to make using the grappling hook challenging. Sometimes the vents that you need to use the grappling hook on, sometimes they spit fire for some reason, or sometimes they shoot wind that can push you off and throw your aiming off so you can't use the grappling hook properly. These are minor annoyances at best, because you can always just try again. And it's real easy to time your way between these issues. Like you'll see I get hit by the fire right there, but I can just get back up and do it again. That being said, I think having hazards at all for the grappling hook makes a big difference. Because a lot of 3D platformers wouldn't bother including hazards for the grappling hook. They would just let you use the grappling hook as much as you want and not try to spice up the grappling hook's traveling in any way. But yeah, there's fire coming out of the vents in this game, and that may not make any sense, but it makes using the grappling hook a lot less boring. And here's that wind I was talking about that'll push you off the platform and screw with your timing. So yeah, a lot of other games are just content to leave their gimmicks as they are and not provide any additional challenge. A lot of 3D platformers in particular. But this one's not okay with that, and I think that's because John Burton is a good game designer with good ideas. Even though some of the games he's made aren't super good, like A Bug's Life. That's not one of his greatest moments. Please hit the switch. That switch activates a shortcut so we can come back up here anytime we want. And here's our first Pizza Planet token. We just gotta hit all these switches so that way the bars line up in the middle. And if you look at the switches, you can see what each one does. It's real easy. That was it, we're done. Now we can get the Pizza Planet token. And after we get this first token, we can see the actual elevators we're going to be platforming on. I guess you could say this is the main platforming of the level if you really wanted to, because this is kind of a hub area that gets you to the rest of the tokens. But I think the grappling hook platforming is the main platforming personally, because it has those really interesting, well, I wouldn't say really interesting, maybe that's pushing it. It has those gimmicks like the fire and wind. This platforming is really just waiting on the elevator, which I guess is something you do with real-life elevators, too. You gotta be careful, because sometimes Buzz will clip through the elevator, and I don't know what causes that, but it happens sometimes on the Nintendo 64 version. I don't really have a fix for it. So if that happens, I guess you just gotta start the level over. But anyway, these elevators take us to the rest of the Pizza Planet tokens we're gonna get. Like this one in here. But we're not going to get the one in this vent yet, because we want to activate the shortcut that takes us back up here first, which is over there to the left. So we're going to go hop over there and activate the shortcut, so that way if we fail the race, we don't have to climb all the way back up. We can just use the shortcut instead. It pays to explore is what I'm saying, which is something I didn't understand as a kid in this level. But after we press the switch, the shortcut activates. So now we can come back up here way easier. But pressing that switch also performed a second function, which you're going to see here in a minute when we climb up this part of the elevator thing, shaft. Pressing that switch activated this gust right here too. And this gust takes us to the end level boss. Or it would, if I timed that properly. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. The mechanics for the whirlwinds are a little weird. Okay, we made it. And down here is the end level boss. It's a spider thing. You just shoot it. You just shoot it. You don't gotta do nothing but hold down the B button. You just shoot it. It's dead. We did it. That's the boss. I feel like the boss is, maybe should have more health or something. Anyway, now we're gonna go do that race. This race over here terrified me as a kid, because the whole race is full of pits. You slide down this vent, and you're chasing a Pizza Planet token, and you want to get to the end before the timer runs out, but there are so many pits, and I was scared that I wouldn't have enough time if I double jumped, so I tried to single jump all the time. But no, you get plenty of time. You don't gotta worry about it, as long as you jump. As long as you jump when you, get to the yellow caution banner, flag. And when you jump when you get to the yellow caution symbol, if you do that, you're fine. That's it. You don't have to worry about the Pizza Planet token, because you'll get to the end in time. And that's it for this level. I accidentally clicked keep on plan, but we're going to exit the level through the menu instead.